Hello, this is Random Game Adventures. Today we're taking a look at Godus, or at least the Godus Beta. Now, as you can see, I've got quite an established town. You start off here and move up. This is a god game about starting, and you start from this. Corruption normally isn't there, but that actually comes halfway through. The corruption starts spreading. But you start here on this island and you make your way across, and I actually have moved all my civilization onto land, away from the island. And you start with mud huts, and you can't actually upgrade them, they stay as they are until you demolish them. And then you can build these bigger shelters, these are wood huts. And then you can build city centres, and that'll actually group all these buildings together. When buildings are grouped together, they will feed all their belief back to this guy, this statue, and you can click on it, or you'll pick up all the stuff. As you can see, I was just doing that while I was talking a second ago. That helps you, because normally you'd have to click on every single building and like this to collect them. And now I'll explain why I haven't got more of these around here in a sec. I've also over here, this is something. These are like ruins in the area. The only ruins are actually miles away at the minute. I'll just show you. There's like ruins that look like this. These are actually a bad example because there aren't any temple ones. Maybe actually I can show you a temple that I've got my guys building, a little one. They look like this, and they get built and then they come to different things. There's three at the start. There's one here which is the Mount of the Gods. There's one here which is for multiplayer. Oh, that doesn't work. And if you click on this, you'll get this big message come up. So I'm going to avoid clicking over there at all. And you've also got this one, which is a fertility, which you can actually unlock by the looks of it. If I look down, Temple of Fertility, Statue of Fertility, and that's what that is. So this will increase the birth rate over here. Now, the sound of these is quite nice. It's quite like a clashing sound when you click on these ones, and like a nice chime sound when you click on clicking these. But this is the game started, and I got right into it. I've been playing it. I've played about 10 hours maybe 9 hours, and it's got to the stage where actually last night I had to stop playing after a few hours because my fingers were hurting seriously. And it's got to the point now where actually there's nothing I can do but wait for stuff. So the way it works is you start and you have this card system. You start at the very beginning, and you have these two guys, and they make a civilization. And you start, and you've got this book which actually shows you how it works. So these are the different ages. You can only get up to the philosopher's age at the minute, I believe, in the beta. And you've got this little thing, and it writes command. I don't know if these are random and these are always the same, but I did, for the first two parts, always go on loads of land. So it's the holiest land to settle in, south of the desert shore. I don't know if this is telling me that I should be staying on the shore, or if it's people have decided that following my actions. So it doesn't really explain how that works. And then you've got different cards that you pick up. So I've got Felt Tent and Better Constructions, Commandments and Spirituality, and then you've got Land Expansions, which in a minute I've got 17 of, the Totem, Sculpting, which makes sure how you move over the landscape better for your people, some Materials, which actually I've got excess of and there's no way to do anything with them, then Filming Societies, a Calendar, Family, and different follower tribes to go with that, different items here. And these, which have actually got the maximum, like I've got the maximum of the flints that you could ever get. I could buy more clay, but then there's nothing I can use because I'm moved on from this tier. That's a bit pointless. And then I'm on this tier now, and I've only got one unlocked. I presume that this canter, when I produce more of the people, that they'll actually unlock society, hopefully more. And you need to get certain things to unlock. So here I need 5 coal, 5 pickaxes, and I needed 3 or 4 oak for that, I think. Now if I look on this page, I've also got, these are powers, and you get these ones which are special ones. You only get certain things, and then these you can get loads of. I've got 2 mud bricks, but I don't know what to use them for. I've used all the coal that I've had, I've used all the pickets I've had. I've got 7 oak that I can't do anything with, and 3 sandstone, which I currently can't do anything with, and I'm currently waiting. So at the minute I'm waiting either for my population to grow, or the other way you get these cards, you can't click out, that would be something that would be quite nice here. The other way you get these cards is, and I couldn't actually see any around at the minute, but if we look over here, we see over here there's like a chest. Well, if I open that, that will have a resource in. And the only way I'm going to be able to get that is if the land expands. The only way I'm going to get that is either this temple, which is, if I right click on it, a expansion temple. Now when you click on it, you can see instantly it's going to take 39 minutes, and that's real time, by the way. Although it seems to go quicker, that's probably per person. Or 7 gems. Now instantly, as soon as gems came out, I was like, cash shop. And there isn't a shop at the minute, so it's not, I'm not clear. First I thought it was certainly a cash shop, and then I looked in, the first time you get it is through these missions. Where are they? Here, the Mount of the Gods. So I've been doing these missions, and you actually get gems from doing these. And now I can't do this because I haven't unlocked the Bronze Age yet. You get some gems from doing this. However, there's no other way at the minute to get gems other than this gem. And I believe that when I unlock mining, I'll be able to mine these. Now here's the thing, to unlock mining I would actually have to currently spend 90 gems, and I have 75. So I currently can't unlock mining to get more gems, so I can use those gems to unlock more stuff. So I'm currently waiting for this to expand or my population to get big enough. Now you might think that it would just be easy for me to just expand my population, or just get some more buildings down. Now I've played a game called Reprisal, and in that game, it's another god game like this. You can, it's very simple, you can drag, this is actually an upgrade by the way. Normally you can only drag one at a time, and you have to drag out one, then another one, then another one, then another one. I've got an upgrade so I can drag more, but you can only normally drag about 4 at the same time. But in that game you could drag, and the houses would automatically get bigger. Now this is a bit more complicated, and plots will get bigger, and once something's built on it, the house then will stay the same size forever, and there doesn't seem to be at the minute any way to upgrade it. So you can't do that. And also so say I wanted to get this up, what I'd have to do is have to click and drag, and you can only drag that much. There's no way to make it drag more. You can't drag and then right click to. And it's like, if you see there's an elastic band, and then you get here and it just pings back, and you actually lose resources for getting it pinging. And I'm not sure what, so I'd have to pull, and I mean, if I didn't have this, what I'd have to do is just left click here, and you can hear my clicking. I mean, my mouse is quite loud. So I'll just left click here, and left click a bit more, and keep doing this, and then eventually you can see it fills up. So that actually takes ages, and even with this long pulling, I can click and drag, click and drag. This is almost as long as just doing it the other way anyway. I mean, it's a bit better, but it's still, I mean, my fingers are hurting from clicking, just doing it here. I'm actually just literally only taking the resources from these guys, because it's just so silly otherwise, all the clicking. I've been doing some of the treasure chests are buried, so what I've been doing is I've been right clicking and right clicking and right clicking and right clicking and right clicking. There's so much clicking in this game. And then you've got this gem system, which to say I wanted more belief, I could click on this house, right click on this house, it will just give me that. If I right click and hold, it will give me all the stages. You can't do anything here. I'm guessing this is an upgrade, but you can spend gems. Now if there's no way else to get these gems, you can get them from mining this eventually, and I can't see any other mines or any other way to get it anywhere else in the area. Then it seems like maybe they are planning on making it cash shop, and that's not a good thing. I don't want to have to pay a cash shop. It's like a Facebook game. I mean, it is kind of almost like a Facebook game, apart from the fact that it's almost less linear. You can expand almost wherever you like, as long as there's a temple there. So I guess there are only a few. It's not totally open. In the battle system, which I can't show you because as you saw before, you have to be actually Bronze Age before you can do any more of them. You can actually expand. If you put a house down, the area around that will unexpand, and you can build into that, which kind of makes sense. And actually early on, when you got enough followers, it would expand due to those followers. I'm actually going to just pay the gems and just expand this so I can show you what it does. So you get this floating above it, and then you get the land expansion. There are ones of these that give you powers. So now you can see the land hasn't actually, I can't actually show you that just. So actually we got hardly any expand for that. And this, but there was no way to tell that was only going to give us that much expand. And now the real question is, what can I do with this land? Well, if I want to make this into somewhere that the guys can actually live, then I'll have to flatten this. Flatten this, or I can drag it like this. And I can move it a tiny bit at a time. Like, I just want a flatten tool, that's what I want. I want to be like, and then so you also get these powers. So there's, I don't know what Earthquake does, but let's look at Meteor Strike. I'm going to actually do it by, there's trees here. So say we wanted to level this, and I'm going to do a Meteor Strike, and a meteor is quite a powerful thing. Anything else is going to strike down, it's going to do a lot of damage. Now, firstly, we're not on a touch screen. This a whole thing seems to have been designed for touchscreen, and it's been released on computer. I mean, that's a bit silly. So if I click, it's not going to summon it. What you have to do is you have to swipe, because that's accurate. Now it will create an area of kind of swampland, and it will create fires which can spread to all the trees. And this is actually useful because treasure chests can be hiding under trees, and you won't always see them, so you can actually use this to easily get to the treasure chests. And that was 10,000 belief. Yeah, it was rather lackluster. Like, in Reprisal, which is the only other game, I haven't actually played the original God game, so I can't really have anything to compare it to. But in Reprisal, you call down a meteor shower and loads of meteors. You could aim where you wanted to land. In this, it's like slide it and maybe it will land where you want it to. It didn't even cause like a dent in the land. I mean, it's gonna, obviously it's for in the battle mode where you're kind of fighting against other people. Hopefully these guys, the AI of these people is sometimes a bit dim. They sometimes will, like, there'll be a way to get up somewhere on the right, and they'll try and walk straight at it, even if there's a sheer cliff there, and just shout at you for the fact that there's a sheer cliff there. So that can be annoying. These guys will actually die now because there's nowhere for them to go. You will still have to clear these, by the way, and you have to click 3 times on a tree to clear it, even when it's like this and burnt down. So, however, the initial idea of the game is quite fun. I just wish there was something that I could do to expand this now, other than just sitting around and waiting and hoping that people are going to finish off with building their houses. So I'll show you what you can do to organise your people. You've got your, oh, that's a settlement. The settlement, you need to spend another 50 gems for your next settlement. You can't buy it after free. Let's place a totem here. Then I can get these guys who are actually in swampland, so I need to get rid of that using rainbow powers, and I can summon them. You have to pay gems for that. If they will be really unhealthy if you spawn them in swampland, so you gotta watch out for that. There's a little bit of micro, you can kind of click on them and it'll hear them. And there seems to be no other shrines around here, so I don't actually know how we're meant to expand. I presume that the idea is that we get to that number of people and we'll expand. I will actually, once I'll just show you them building, and depending on the size it'll take them longer or shorter to build. You can see they're gonna like pray in this area. If I put it on a building, I can then deactivate it. And see what's he gonna do? And he's gonna build. So I'll actually skip ahead till we've actually got this number of people and show you what happens. Okay, so welcome back. We've now got to population. I've actually cheated it a bit. what I did was I kicked everyone out of their houses, which then causes them to build, to produce more children, and then from that, I have all these excess people that I can't house at the minute, but I managed to get above the population limit. So now we've got stone cottages, which we can probably unlock. No, we can't unlock straight away because I don't actually have enough mud bricks, and I don't know where I'm going to get the rest of those mud bricks from. I have plenty of oak, and you can't trade resources around. Now, one thing I will show you, which is quite nice, it says, right, so this is rank 4 abode type unlocked. So attributes rank 2, capacity 12, belief 400, birth rate ++, belief rate +++. Leads to farmhouses. It's possible for primitive humans to build quite elaborate stone structures, the temples of Egypt being from the most obvious examples. Abodes built from stone were much stronger, structurally allowing a bit larger abodes to be built. So this basically converts everything to stone, but it won't convert it to stone, it will let you build stone structures. We haven't got that yet. We still haven't got any more land expansion, and we don't know how to get that extra sandstone or mud bricks. Now, sometimes there were chests that are missing, so I can. The thing is, right, the way to see the chests are there's dancing kind of things waving in kind of the wind, and if they're in trees, then they'll be hidden amongst the trees. So stuff can be hidden, but very often it's not. Normally you can see it. And when you've got an island this small, it's fine. Even when you've got it this size, it's maybe a little bit annoying. However, when you've got something so massive that and you can't see over here. I can't see. You can only see this block size. It's almost like a keyword kind of block. How do I know? Maybe there is something hidden under this mountain, but it's going to cost me so many resources. If I go, all these people are going to start dying soon. It's like a few of them are building that house, but the rest of them are just going to start dying, because they just start dying if they haven't got any houses to live in. It's a bit weird, but there's definitely no puzzles here. I mean, there's no way I can get to anything outside this border. There's no hint that's like, there's no like temple sticking up, and I can't believe that they haven't buried like a temple completely before. There's been temples that have just been sticking up and you've had to uncover them, but I can't imagine that they would give no hint and restrict you from actually getting any bigger. We can actually have a look at what they've said in the design notes for the beta. So it says early access. So later ages, like the philosophical age and beyond, are bugged. So we could still potentially get there. Follower forges an industry. So base procedurally contextual world. So there's not a procedurally generated world, it's just one world at the minute. Twitter integration for named followers because of bugs. Yeah, okay, that's fine. More than 2-player multiplayer, yeah, that's fine. God of Gods mechanics, yeah, that's fine. And apparently we don't get to read the rest of that. Clans and religions, yeah, it's fine. Also, many other things that are buggy, like AI. Card rewards are buggy, so maybe that's why. Age celebration, multiplayer balance. We continue to work very hard, so hopefully there'll be an update, but who knows when that is going to be. So it looks like there's no way that I can expand for a long time here, other than by kind of just getting loads and loads of resources, just leaving this in the background. This is kind of almost like a background game, which is kind of sad, because I want to be playing and deforming. It almost feels like I should just be leaving it here, getting these and leveling, getting loads and loads of this, and then leveling stuff. Almost like in a Facebook game where you'd kind of do that. And you'd click on the houses to collect the resources, and then you could buy in the gem store things that would let you collect the resources faster, or that kind of thing. When they die, there's quite a nice animation. I'll show you if I move. I haven't got enough yet, but let me just go get some more. I'll just quickly show you one thing that I do like. Oh, before we do, I'll show you a few things that I don't like too. Okay, so say that I wanted to build here, right? And I wanted to drag some stuff out here. Now I could build up, but But I've got, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera. You can do this. Now I want to drag here. Now where the camera's cut to... Oh, I can. You can build like this. However, I'm going to move over this way. It's going to... No, and then I'm like, no, I want to rotate. And normally it doesn't actually let you build. Normally it rotates as soon as you try and build as well. This is actually letting us, but as soon as we move a little bit, and it goes back. So that's quite annoying. You can't actually rotate and build stuff. When your people, I actually used up all that resource. When your people die, they have a nice animation that looks like they're kind of going to heaven. If you move them somewhere and take the land, if you put land on top of where they're standing, they will like drag themselves out of it. Like they kind of almost realise that you've put them inside of land, so that's quite nice. So it's kind of half of it's polished and then half it's totally just not there. So it's kind of quite interesting. I mean, it's quite fun for the first few hours, but after that I wouldn't recommend like playing it now unless you want to just follow as the development goes. I guess you could just have it in the background running. It's quite nice the fact that in the future you're going to be able to go all the way up to the space age. It looks like it's not even possible for you to get to the Bronze Age properly, at least for not a long time. If we go, there needs to be like a go to page, skip to page 1. So you can get, like, I'm still in the establishment period. Getting to the space age is going to be interesting. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see more of this content, let me know by liking this video. If you want to keep up on any content that I do, including Guild Wars 2 content, please subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.